Hey guys, Chart Stoppers back with another video. In this channel we take a look at different stocks and map out their key support and resistance areas on their chart. It's important to know these areas before you buy any stock, and it's also important to know what kind of a trend a stock is in before you buy into it. Support and resistance is one of the most important things you should know about a stock before you either buy or sell. And also, if you're doing any day trading, swing trading, or options trading, you're definitely going to want to get familiar with support and resistance and this channel. And just to let you guys know, I am not a financial expert. These videos are for educational purposes only, but I am here to point out key factors on the charts which do impact the price action of a stock. I also provided a link in the description for Webull. You could use that to start an account and get 2 free stocks, and I also provided a link for Robinhood. You could use that to start an account and get 1 free stock. And just to let you guys know, we will be doing 3 videos per week on 3 different stocks. So if you have a recommendation for a video, leave a comment below and I will try to get to it. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content here. Okay, so let's get into the market today. Today is June 29th, 2021. You could see here the S&P 500 is up 0.1%. The Dow Jones is up 0.13%, and the NASDAQ is up also 0.11%. So everything is pretty much flat on the day. Not too much happening today so far. So we'll see what the rest of the day brings us and the rest of this week as we head into a holiday weekend for July 4th. Okay, so let's get into the stock I want to take a look at today. Today I got a request to do Ulta Beauty. Ticker symbol ULTA here, and let's get into what's going on with this stock. They're currently trading at $345.60. They're up on the day 0.72%. On the week, they are up 3.29%, which is the equivalent of $11. The past month, they are up 2.06%, which is the equivalent of about $7. And in the past 3 months, it's been on a pretty nice run here, up 14.63%. And let's see what the past year is. This stock is up a little bit over 80% in the past year. So it's doing very well in the past year. And let's get into their chart here and see what we could find. You could see here they hit a 52-week high of $368.83, and that was on July 17th of 2019. Okay, so that's their high on the chart here. We're on the daily chart. So you could see here we're almost trading at those levels right now. You know, we're just off those highs. We're at 345.60 right in here. So we are pretty close to these all-time highs here, okay? So we're not too far off, and it looks like, you know, the resistance that we need to break through to get up to these levels up here is going to be around $357.94. So around $358 here is where you'd like to see this thing break above and close and hold for a couple days here. And then you will be able to see this thing move on to new highs here and break this high right here. You could see it's come up there a bunch of times and it's gotten stopped out. You could see there, you know, it just held it right at that area. And, you know, it did break through briefly here to make that all-time high, but it did get stopped out at that level. So that's the level we're going to want to see this thing get above there that we saw in 2019, and it looks like we're getting pretty close to there now. Our next support level where we're trading in between right now is going to be around $311 here to $310. You could see here that is former resistance that we had before we did break through that level back in 2019 to move on to these all-time highs here. And, you know, we did lose that around September of 2019, dropping all the way down to our next support level off of these earnings right here. And you could see we dropped to our next support level, which is a pretty major support for this stock, right around $223.50. You could see we've hit there a couple times and we've bounced right off of that. So you could see right in here, right before we moved on to those all-time highs, we hit that support and bounced up and went on to the all-time high. We hit it again after hitting those all-time highs there. when it came down crashing down, hit that support, bounced up again. And, right in here is where COVID happened. So you could see, we lost our support there, and this thing dropped all the way to a low of $124 right in during COVID, during the worst. And, we did recover nicely from that low of COVID within a couple months there. So, we do have a support level right around 190. And, we saw it consolidate along that support level also right after COVID before breaking out right over here in this area and moving way to the upside here. So basically, one of the most important things I wanted to talk about with this chart, and I already have it mapped out here, is these two green lines right here, these two trend lines. This stock has been trading in a parallel channel for, since around, let's see, it's been about a year. You could go back to June of last year. About the middle of June is when it got into this channel after recovering from COVID. And you could see it's been bouncing up and down through this channel for the past year here. So this is a very nice looking chart. You could see this is a nice uptrend from the lows of COVID here. And this stock has just been trading in this channel, so you could see it's bounced off of this top trend line here a couple times. It's gotten close right in here, and it's bounced off of this bottom trend line a couple times here. So this is definitely a confirmed channel it's been trading in, and it looks like this thing is about to break out to the upside right in here. You could see it's been consolidating right in this area along our support line at $310 to $311, and you could see the nice consolidation along that trend line or along that support line, and it's also kept going up along our trend line. You could see here, we did hit our resistance level. Let me zoom in for you so we get a closer look. And you can see the nice consolidation right along the support line here. And it's also been moving upwards too along our trend line. And you could see that it did get stopped out by our resistance. But right in here, it's going to keep consolidating right in this area along our trend line. And hopefully, it shouldn't break below this trend line here. So what's going to happen is it's going to consolidate in this area. And it looks like it's going to have to make a move around the middle of August here. It's going to have to break out to the upside, or it would have to break out of our trend line that we've been in for about a year here, this parallel channel, and it would have to break that trend line and move back to the downside. And, usually when you see a stock consolidating like this, right up to a resistance point here, that is prime for a breakout to the upside and moving on to all new highs here. Because you could see that we are not too far away from our all-time highs. So it looks like it's going to consolidate a little bit more along this trend line here, and then eventually it will bust out through this resistance point around $358 up there. That looks like our resistance point, and it's going to make a move to the upside. So I would definitely, if I'm a trader, I would be watching this, every day to see this thing, make sure it keeps consolidating in this area, and as close as it gets to this trend line here before breaking through this resistance point, you could be loading up right here and for a nice little swing trade if it does continue to follow this trend line and break out to the upside when it busts through that resistance up there. So that would be a nice little trade idea for all of you out there if you would like to do that. You could also, if you don't think it's going to break out to the upside, you could also be playing the breakout to the downside if that's what you think it's going to do. But I really am pretty positive this is looking like a nice consolidation here, and it's going to break out upwards here. So we'll wait and see on that. Let's take a look at our moving averages here. You could see we're trading above all moving averages on this stock. We're above our 200-day down in the yellow here. We're above our 50-day here in the blue. We're above our 30-day right here in the green, our 21-day in the light blue, and we are even above our 8-day in the white here. So everything is looking good on the daily chart here. Let's switch over to our weekly chart, see what we could find there. And even on our weekly chart, we are looking very bullish here, trading above all moving averages. And look at how far away we are from our moving average, our 8-day moving average on the weekly chart here. We are pretty far away from that, so it's looking good, you know, for this breakout. You could see the nice weekly consolidation above this support line here and along our trend lines. So it's consolidating nicely, and it looks like it's about to pop to the upside here. So I just want to take one last look, and we'll go over to our 4-hour chart, see what's happening over here. And, you know, we are below our 8-day moving average on our 4-hour chart, but it's right at that moving average right now. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. And you can see it's trading right in between our 21-day moving average and our 8-day right now. We are still above our 30-day, 50-day, and our 200-day on the 4-hour chart. So, you know, nothing really we could take from that. It's still looking pretty good there. And, you know, there are a couple big gaps in this stock that it did leave after COVID. You could see there's one down here around 106 or 58 through 168. That's a $10 gap right there. And you could see this big one right here between 216 and 240. So that is a $24 gap right there. That is a big gap that it left there on its way up. So just watch, you know, if it does not break out to the upside and breaks this trend line to the downside, you got to watch, keep an eye on this area here because that might be an area that is looking to get filled in if it does make a move to the downside here. Okay, so you got to keep an eye on this gap right there on the daily or on the 4-hour chart, and it looks like it is on the daily chart here, but it's only from 216 to 239. So okay, so yeah, keep an eye on this area right here if it does make a move to the downside. But I'm pretty convinced here that this is looking like a prime move right here to the upside with this consolidation between these trend lines along this support line here coming up to this resistance point. You know, that's just textbook, it looks like there. So keep an eye on that if you're looking to trade it. I would definitely be watching this, you know, in the next couple weeks as it gets closer to around this area right in here, which is about the beginning of August. So, you know, you got about a month before it has, or a month and a half actually. I said the middle of August, which is going to be right in here, where it has to make a move either way. But we'll wait and see here. You know, you still have some time to plan out a trade accordingly. So that's about all I have to talk about on this one. You know, if you guys like the video, go ahead, hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and make sure you have your notifications on so you don't miss out on any new content. And I just want to thank you guys for watching and tuning into the channel, and I will see you next time on Chart Stoppers.